It's me, Julian. You may know me from my Amtrak Bay New Year's Eve saga.
It's pitch black. It's also raining. In my peripheral, I see them, and I see her holding hands with someone, and they're walking to my apartment door. The light from my apartment illuminates both of them. I see it's not a woman, it's in fact a man. I lent her a backpack for the day. He's wearing my backpack, and then they start aggressively making out.
Or my crucial part in freeing Young Thug.
Something wrong with the pussy. From Lifestyle. Remember, Thug? It's a really good song.
Or even one of the many stories or one-liners I provided over the past 3 years. I'll take the Soho.
Well, it depends.
The Soho.
Get the fuck out of here.
I just got a haircut yesterday.
Nobody cares, bro.
You're welcome, guys. Took an inch and a half off.
You look like you tell your barber take an inch and a half off.
It was my first time going to a real salon.
A salon? Oh my God. That nigga went to a salon.
Julian.
I'm overwhelmed by all the supportive messages and words of encouragement, as well as all the inquiries regarding my whereabouts since the new year. These messages have helped me conclude what I was once hesitant to believe. I love the community that I helped build, and I want nothing more than to continue watching it grow. I have some exciting news coming shortly, but in the meantime, call this number, 877-557-SWWP, to get in contact with me, your intrusive thought therapist. I'd love to hear about your work, problems, or relationship problems, or anything else you need advice on. Talk soon.
What's good, people? It's your boy The Kitchen. Now, what you just heard was an announcement coming from Julian's Twitter page that he would be starting a podcast, I think. Now, I'm not sure what this is. It might be a little series that he's doing involving the old fans of the show, that being the Rory&Mal podcast. Now, I say this because he has been promoting for quite a few days this new number on his Instagram and Twitter page that will allude to something coming very soon involving voicemails. Now, if you don't know voicemails is a segment on obviously the Rory&Mal podcast where people will call in, people will also write letters to the show on Patreon, preferably their problems and what they go through on a day-to-day basis, and they ask for advice from the podcast members. Now, it seems like Julian is going to do something similar to this. Obviously the same premise, but it would just be him. And maybe a few other guests, I'm thinking. Now, this isn't 100%. This is just me assuming, because obviously Julian has been promoting this number for quite some time, and it seems like he's going to be starting his own show and he's going to be betting on himself. Now, I feel like this will go pretty well because Julian did make an impact. People loved him. Julian was I'd say a staple on the show. People liked his takes. People liked his jokes. People liked his personality. So he's going to try and start something himself. And I feel like it will be pretty successful. Now, I also noticed something else in that video that Julian put out. Now, I honestly feel like Julian told us something without telling us anything. Now, I know you're confused. And I say this because I've always wondered, did they end on good terms? Did they end amicably? Did they go their separate ways? Was it just time for Julian to take on new things? Was he tired of the pod? And I can tell by this video that he was kicked off. He was kicked off the pod. Julian was in fact never ready to leave the podcast. He was enjoying it until something happened behind the scenes, and I just don't know what was the cause of it. And I'm gonna get down to the bottom of it. And I know what you guys are thinking. How do I know this? I'm looking too deep into things. I should let it go. But no, there is in fact a clue in this clip.
I'm overwhelmed by all the supportive messages and words of encouragement, as well as all the inquiries regarding my whereabouts since the new year. These messages have helped me conclude what I was once hesitant to believe. I love the community that I helped build, and I want nothing more than to continue watching it grow. I have some exciting news coming shortly.
Yes, I love the community I helped build. Now, this doesn't sound like a guy that left on his own terms. This sounds like a guy that was used undervalued, and when he finally caught on to his value, they kicked him off the pod. Just think about it, Julian was doing a plethora of things. Not only was he a producer, he was a model for the pod match. He was also a fourth mic. The show should have been called the Rory&Mal and Julian pod, because he would be the most vulnerable and he would share the most stories about himself. Like, let's keep it real here. The rest of them don't really share as much. And I can't lie, since Julian has left, I've heard a lot of complaints about the things that they cover and how they cover it. People are saying that Julian will be the best at explaining certain things. And Rory&Mal, every time they're online, they've been asked about Julian and why they let him go. So they know themselves that Julian was a big piece of the pod. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. What do you guys think? Do you guys think they ended on good terms? Do you guys feel like Julian's show will do well? Do you feel like Julian can survive without Rory&Mal and Damaris? I honestly feel like he can. I feel like he's witty, he's funny. He's an odd guy when it comes to the jokes, but people like that. People like dark jokes, including myself. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Till next time, it's your boy The Kitchen. Deuces.